There's mines in front as well, so he's going to have to worry about that. Those siege tanks are really what stands between calm and victory right now. Here he's going to go in. He's going in with the Mulist. He's actually going to go... Yes, he is going to go for the siege tanks. The Hydralisk attacking the mines, and the Goliath attacking the Mulist, though, but they do get in really close. Defense Matrix saves that tank, so it gets off one more hit. Another tank coming in the background. He needs to siege up those tanks! Siege up the tanks! Siege the tanks! Siege the tanks! He needs to siege them up. He's instead attack moving him. He's going to try and fall back. I guess they're less mobile when they're sieged up, but he is really in trouble here. Now he finally sieges them up, but it's a little bit too late. He's lost all of his forward forces. Fighting with SCVs now. Fantasy is in huge trouble right now. He's in huge trouble. Calm is just rallying forces. He's rallying Hydralisk to the front. And look at the mini-map. So many Hydralisks coming there. He's got probably a couple dozen Hydralisks on their way to that front. And Fantasy's Vultures just died. He tried to get some Vultures out to try and get some more mines laid out in the middle of the map to soften up those forces before anything could get in there. He's had to land that command center as just a big blockade to keep the Hydralisks from getting close enough to snipe his siege tanks. And this is looking really, really bad for for Fantasy. All Calm has to do is just stomp down on him right now. He does have 4 siege tanks. I'm sorry, by the way, for repeating siege the tanks so many times in a row. That was probably annoying. But really, why was he not sieging those tanks? I have no idea. He's got several siege tanks. If he sieges them up, then he'll be okay against Hydralisks. But he may be keeping them unsieged just in case of Mulisks. He might want to run them away. I'm not sure at this point. Actually, it looks like he might be trying to move out a little bit. I mean, he needs to take a third pretty quick. He needs to take a third pretty quick. So he may be willing to do some risky moves to try and take that third base. And that would be a little bit prudent, to be honest, because if he just lets Calm sit at 4 bases, he's going to die. That's all there is to it. Here comes Calm getting a little bit... Fantasy's kind of prodding outwards here. Calm's a little bit too close. Takes a few hits. Calm continuing to produce Hydralisks and more hatcheries. Probably droning up as well. He's got a ton of hatcheries though on the map. I'm surprised he's not getting more mutas with this many siege tanks and vultures and just a few Goliaths. A nice round of mutas would really, really do well at this point. There are some science vessels in the mix as well though, so just in case of lurkers. And also, if he has a couple of radiates, that's gonna make so that Mutalisks are not going to be as effective either. So he is going to basically just move out and try and take this third. Pretty smart. Like I said, he needed to take a third. He's going to try and take a fourth as well. So Fantasy seems to have stabilized, but the thing is Calm in the meantime was making drones and hatcheries. So his economy is going to be super huge right now. But Fantasy does have a supply advantage. Look at 120 supply to 75 at this point, or almost 120. And these Vultures are really just doing lots of damage, killing off Hydras left and right. I believe they've already planted some mines around the map as well. Yeah, so he's good against a sort of a side attack there. He's got mines in the top of his main in case of drops. I like that move. It's really, really good. That would be a good follow-up for Calm, would be to get that drop. So it makes a lot of sense. Queen's Nest is down now. So we're probably seeing a hive morphing pretty soon. Calm is doing a really good job of defending against these vultures this game, actually. He's doing a really good job. I mean, he's not being very careful about the mines, but he's been doing good about keeping the vultures back. And losing some hydras there. He cannot afford to lose those hydras. Fantasy is pulling ahead rapidly in supply right now. He's going to have a 4th base up before too long. He's actually sieging up over at that base. He's actually going to be in really good shape. And Calm, again, very drone light, very, very drone light. Not a ton of drones at all of his bases. Very, very low econ player apparently. And Fantasy is very good at macro. So I mean, oh my goodness, no, no. Oh my God, that is 7 queens, 8, 9. Oh my God, oh my God. Calm is gonna try and pull a 0. He's going to try and pull a 0. We saw 0 actually do this successfully once, well, semi-successfully, and pop all the siege tanks with queens and go in with Hydralisks. And we could see Calm do the same thing here. He's hiding all of his queens up at the top left-hand corner of the map. This could be beautiful or it could be disaster, depending on how effective these queens are going to be. Calm is going to try and win this with style. Doing some prodding here at this expansion base, killing off some mines. I like that. Just making sure Fantasy is not too comfortable, making sure he keeps some forces back. But Fantasy is building up a significant force. He's going to have to leave some. Oh, actually, he doesn't have to leave some behind, but he could move out with everything. But point being, Fantasy is getting huge. He has a huge, huge army right now. 150 supply. He's got a lot of siege tanks and Goliaths and everything. Wow. And Snare can work pretty well as well. I think he's going to go for spawn broodlings though. That's why he's got all these queens just chilling up in the top left, waiting to get enough energy so they can mass spawn broodlings on those tanks in one huge attack. And the success of those spawn broodlings is I mean, he's got 9 queens up there. That is, what is that? 9 times 150, 900 times plus 450, 1350 gas right there. Right there, they're 150 gas, I think. Anyway, that's a lot of queens. He's bringing one out. I wonder if this might be to do some parasiting. He might try and do a parasite so we can keep track of the army. Oh, gets popped. Is there a parasite on anything? Up. Woo. He needs to get a parasite off. He does get a parasite off. Nice. Oh, and he just kills the parasited Goliath. Yeah. So, kills the parasitic Goliath so he can't use the parasite to keep track of where his army is. And that is really crucial because if he'd been able to keep that parasite on, then that's how he was going to target all those queens on those tanks. And oh my gosh, here comes the queens. Dun 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 dun. I know they're not Valkyries. There's actually could be Valkyries in this game, but here we go. Lots of Hydralisks in play. He's gonna try and run in and pop every single one of those queens in a major attack. It's all gonna be on the line here. Here he comes in. He's starting the spawning broodlings. The Hydralisk is attacking the Goliaths. The queen's coming in from behind to try and spawn broodlings. All the tanks going down, but 4 still remain. Is he gonna have enough forces to fight off all these Hydralisks? 3 tanks left. The queen's just chilling above. He needs to get an ensnare down to something, and it looks like the Hydralisks are going to die. The Calm's attack is going to be fought back, and Calm looking very, very nervous now. He knows that was big. He knew that he needed to break that army with that one fell swoop. It didn't quite work. He had not quite enough queens. There were a few tanks left to kill all of his Hydralisks, and wow, Calm is now in really big trouble. He's on the defensive now. Fantasy is pushing out. He's actually not that big of a supply lead, but he has a bigger army at this point. Hydra's coming in the back, though, killing off unsieged tanks. And Fantasy just moving across the map, trying to get this done while he has an advantage. Is doing what the heck just happened there? I have no idea what has happened. My game glitched. I apologize for that glitch in the video. It wasn't actually a streaming thing, but we just missed the final moments, and Fantasy wins the game. That glitch was really anticlimactic. I totally apologize for that. But I think it was actually a glitch in the video itself. Fantasy holding Calm's super queen push, having just too many siege tanks, too many units, too good of micro. Actually, he didn't micro that. He didn't have to micro a lot in that battle, but holds off the major attack, and the counterattack forces Calm out of the game. Fantasy is going to the finals again. Fantasy, an OSL silver medalist, is going to be going on to the finals to try one more time. Actually, he's a 2-time silver medalist in the OSL. He lost to Stork and to Jadong in finals. Is going to try one more time, at least one more time. Who knows about the future, but is going to try again to take the OSL gold. And we do not know yet, actually, who's going to stand in his way. The other semifinals is between Stork and Modesty. And as I was saying in my MSL cast of Stork's game, I think that this is Stork's season. I think Stork is going to be going to the finals, to be honest. Modesty has been killing a lot of good players, though, so who knows what's going to happen. But I'm sensing a Stork Fantasy OSL Finals rematch. And damn, does Fantasy deserve it, to be honest. He deserves that win. He played super well. Calm playing really aggressively, and Fantasy defending really, really well in general. The whole series, obviously not game 1, but in general in this series, playing really well and defensively, and just macroing up and just playing really, really well. I've said that a few times now, but anyway. Wow. So, Calm goes down. I can't feel too sorry for him, to be honest. I can't feel too sorry for a double 4 pooler. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be seeded for the next season, so better luck to Calm in the next season. He is a very good player. I do like seeing him do well. It's good to have some high-level Zergs other than Jadong for people to contend with. Anyway, wow, that was awesome. That was awesome. Too bad for Calm, but Fantasy definitely deserving that win. Definitely deserving to go on to the finals. And I won't say good luck to him in the finals because he's probably going to be facing Stork, and I want Stork to win. So, but that would suck though for Fantasy to. Hey, look at him drinking a Bacchus energy drink there. This is sponsors. So I wonder if they even wanted him to. They told him to drink one, and he's of course like wrapping his hand around it, so he's blocking the logo, so they don't know it's the Bacchus energy drink. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm going to stop rambling now. GG, thanks for watching. I am going to try and cast the other semifinals as well, and of course, stay tuned for more information about the OSL Finals Party in Berkeley, where I'm going to be live casting the finals to a live audience. Big screen. They have a projector. They project the games on the wall, huge wall at Eudaimonia, the LAN center where we're going to have the party in Berkeley. Uv contentedly bouncing his leg up and down there. Fantasy finally getting some smiles out. He should be happier. He's not that happy, but he might just be exasperated after all those games. Anyway, I said I would stop rambling before. Now I really will. Thanks very much for watching. GG. Take care.